class session 2 of the week. We're going to go ahead and get started. The exercises are going to be somewhat modified today, so same kind of sequence, but adaptations or modifications of our typical Fab 5 or traditional Fab 5, okay? And the other thing is that we're going to change up our 100 just a tad. We're just going to have a different arm movement. So let's go ahead and get started with chest expansion. And split arms. Let's pulse with the split arms. Let's change that up a little bit. So a little push at the top and the back. A little bounce, right? Good. And dynamic. And cat and cow. All right, seated position. Let's go ahead and practice our hip circles, warm up with our hip circles. So slightly leaning back, lifting and circling. And reverse. And switch legs. And reverse. Good. All right, we're going to come on down. Bring your knees with you. Legs all the way up. Now, before we get started, so the pumping, we're just going to flip our arms over, palms facing down, palms facing up every 5 pumps, okay? That's the only difference. So we're going to open our ankle, lower our legs, and go ahead and begin. So hands facing down first for 5. And flip over for 5. Over for 5. Over for 5. When you're done, head and feet down. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to modify these exercises. So many changes in the very beginning. So I'm going to take it very slow, one exercise at a time, obviously. So this first exercise is just a version of our single leg, but it's a crunch, and we are only pulling arms down and pulling one knee in, even though both feet are on the ground, okay? So One leg is going to be straight, one leg is going to be bent. The movement is, with the legs, the knee comes in, the other leg stays straight, okay? And the movement with the arms is that we are extending our arms behind our head and we are sweeping our arms forward as we pull the knee in. So it's just a slight lift of the head and slowly coming down, all right? Here we go. We're gonna crunch, sweep, and pull, come down, exhale. There's no hurry here, slow, still scooping at the top. Good, let's switch legs and crunch and pull. Focus on staying centered, pressing that low back down into the mat each time you pull up. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring both legs up. Hands are going to be behind our head. And we're going to start with, both legs are tall. We're just dropping into a single leg. So this is what it looks like. So from here, I'm going to bend my knee, and then I'm going to drop the foot and come back up. Other leg. Bend the knee, leg drop, and back up to tall, okay? All right, scooping, here we go. Bend, drop, bend, drop. Simple movement, very similar to the first one, except it's static, so not any crunching going on. Go one more on each leg. Good. Feet down. All right, so single leg circles. We're going to practice this with our arms at our sides and our head down. So one leg is straight up and one leg is bent, okay? So this straight leg here, this is the leg that's going to circle. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my arms down at the mat. I'm also going to keep my head down at the mat. And from here, I'm going to lift this bent leg, but I'm just moving the straight leg, okay? So I'm going to circle out away from the body, and then I'm going to reverse. Go the other way, and then reverse, nice and controlled, and reverse, nice and slow, reverse, and reverse. Good. All right, let's bend that leg, extend the other leg up, and circle, and reverse, and reverse, and reverse, and reverse, and reverse. Good. All right, and rest. So you should feel that in that lower back, right? So we're isolating some movement there, but with one foot off the ground, that requires a centering, right? So from here, we're going to go into a crisscross. One leg is straight, one leg is bent, and this bent leg is the leg that's doing the work, okay? So before we had the straight leg doing the work, now we're having the bent leg do the work. And we're going to crisscross, so I'm going to go ahead and the bent leg is the opposite arm that's going to come behind the neck. So if my right leg is bent, I'm going to go ahead and bring my left hand behind my neck here, and I'm going to place my right arm down on the mat. And so it's lifting the head, and I'm pulling my knee in across, just like a crisscross, and then the leg comes down. And in, and down. And every time you extend that leg, you come back to center with the trunk. One more. And good. All right, head down. Go ahead and straighten that bent leg that was just working. Bend the other leg. Bring the other hand behind the neck and reach out with the other arm. Okay, so I'm going to pull in and across and back out. Extend that leg. Crunch across. Breathing. Try to stay as centered as possible with the rear on the mat, so you're not coming off of the mat at all. One more. Good. All right. So we have long strap circles. So we circled a little bit earlier with a single leg, right? So now we're going to circle with both legs, and they're going to stay straight. So making sure that you decide how big the circle is going to be. We're going to go both directions, just like the other exercise. But you decide at this point how big that circle is going to be. So it can stay tall and small, right? Or it can be big. It's up to you. So go ahead and bring both legs up. Head and shoulders up. Hands behind the neck. We're scooping. And I'm going to drop my legs and circle around and back to the top. And then I'm going to reverse the direction. I think we've done this once before. So you can keep your legs up here tall and small in the circles, or you can create bigger circles. It's up to you. Let's go one more each direction. Good. All right, feet down, arms down. Little bridge work here. Arms are at our sides. We're going to go ahead and lift our hips. And from here, I'm going to pull my knee in. And then I'm going to kick up and come down. Foot down. Other knee in, leg kicked up and down, foot down. And one more on the other side, knee in, leg up and down, and other one, in and up and down. Bring your hips down. We'll do that again. So it's a knee pull, leg kick, hips up. Here we go. Knee pull, leg kick, and down. Switch legs, pull, kick, and down. Switch, pull, kick, down. Switch, pull, kick, and down. Hips down. Nice. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and roll up at this point. So we're going to practice our tree or our shrub. So go ahead and roll up or push yourselves up if you need to. Okay, tree or shrub, remember this, right? So the shrub is the bent leg and the other leg is extended, and we shrub pulling this bent knee down, we come up, and then we switch legs at the top. Now the tree is, this leg is extended, And I'm going to come down and switch legs at the top. You can bend this knee if you want with the tree. It's up to you. So just making sure that either with tree or shrub, we try to stay grounded. So we try to stay centered, pressing those glutes, that low back down into the mat, okay? That's the focus here. So tree or shrub, it's up to you. I'll do both. Go ahead and start. So really focus on the scooping and the pressing of the low back and the glutes down into the mat. All right, finish at the top. We're going to practice those seated rollbacks with that chest opening. So let me demonstrate. Slight bend in the knees. Arms are outstretched. Collapse my spine. I'm going to roll back and open with one arm and roll up. Roll back, open with the other arm and up. Creaky floor today. Stay scooped. Good. One more each side. Good. Okay. So, slightly bent knees, arms outstretched above our heads. We're going to lift our knees as we pull our arms down, okay? So we're making sure that we're sitting up tall. Our back is flat this time. We are not in C, actually we are in C hold, sorry. We're gonna collapse our spine, but we're not gonna lean back. That's the difference. So we're in this rounded, scooped position here. We're just not leaning back. So go ahead and collapse the spine, arms outstretched, slight bend to the knees, and we're pulling the knee up, pulling the arms down. Switching legs, staying scooped and centered. One more each leg. Good. All right, front stretch. Extend those legs. Big stretch over the top. All right, we are going to come back on our elbows. Bring our knees in, but keep them bent. Lifting our abdomen here. We're just doing a leg drop and back up. Now we're going to change this into another exercise from this lean back here. So go ahead and bring both feet down, keeping the legs bent, keeping the abdomen lifted. I'm going to extend one leg out and up and back. Other leg out and up and back. Switch. Out, up, back. Out, up, back. Out, up, back. into mermaid, legs to our side, traditional mermaid. Find your spot. And pull and reach. And reach over, big stretch. We've done so many creative variations of mermaid lately. Coming back to traditional is always a reminder of how far we've come, right? One more. And let's switch our legs. Sitting up tall and pull. And one more. Good. And knee hug before we turn over for some back exercises. All right, so we're going to turn over into our tummies, and we have this this exercise that sort of it morphs into a locust. So we have two movements before we move into locust. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to demonstrate this really quick. So it's like step 1, step 2, step 3. So my arms are at my sides. I am going to lift my legs first, both legs. I'm going to lift my arms second, and my head, and then I'm sweeping my arms back for locust, and then sweeping my arms forward, legs come down, okay? So it's legs, arms, sweep, squeeze the shoulder blades, everything comes down, arms sweep back. All right, let's try this. Ready? Legs, arms and chest, sweep back and down and rest. Legs, arms, sweep and down and back. Legs, arms, sweep and down and back. Good. Okay, bring your arms in. We're going to go into that low plank for those shifts. So elbows are in, knees up off the ground, keeping our back nice and flat, abdominals pulled in. I'm just shifting back and shifting forward. So with my shoulders shifting forward, shifting back, on my toes, back on my heels. Pushing forward, pushing back. So that weight is being transferred forward and back. Good. All right, knees down, low back stretch. All right, table position, leg work. We're going to go ahead and extend one leg. I'm going to lift this leg, and then I'm going to sweep it out to the side. Here. Bring it back and lower. Okay? We're going to stay on one leg here, so keep it extended. We're just lowering from here. So here we go. Lift, sweep, back, and down. Up, out, back, and down. Look in the direction you're sweeping. One more. Good. Let's switch legs. So pull this knee in, extend the other leg back. Here we go. Lifting up, sweep to the side, back, and down. Up, out, back, and down. Up, out, back, and down. Up, out, back, and down. Let's go one more. Up, out, back, and down. All right, kneeling tall. So this is a combo move. So our hip thrusts with a slight side bend, okay? And when we side bend, so the arms will be down here, correct? So usually we'll do like a mermaid. One arm will be down, one arm will be up. We're actually going to extend our arms out and both arms will move at the same time, okay? So one arm will be up, one arm will be down, and the other arm will be up and the other arm will be down. Okay, so hip thrusts. Here we go. Hips back, arms forward, hips forward, arms at the sides. Again, reach over and over, hips and back, over and over. So this is sort of a version of half moon exercise, which is a nice easy side bend. I like to do this with a band in my hands. So I get a nice big stretch over the side. One more. Good. And arms down. Okay, so we're going to come over to our side, kind of like the mermaid position with the legs, the side fold, okay? And we're going to practice these folded leg push-ups. I think we've done this before, but let me demonstrate. So my hands are going to lead my hip here. So my legs are away from me and my trunk is leaning towards my hands. I'm going to do a push-up here. So you're going to try and find a position of your hands where you feel comfortable, where you can just lean forward, bending the elbows, and then push up from here. So your weight is pretty much on this hip here that's closest to your hands. You're going to try and keep your trunk nice and tall so your back is flat, and the work is being done here with the arms, okay? Here we go. Forward and back. So if you need to adjust the hands, you can. Down and up, down, up. Good. All right, staying here, come down on this elbow, and from here we're going to position our legs for clam. So stacking our legs here, hand on hip, I'm going to clam and extend. Pull back and down. Up, out, in, and down. Up, out, in, and down. Up, out, in, and down. One more. Up, out, in, and down. Okay, so we're going to push up, come over to the other side, fold the legs to the other side for those push-ups. Go ahead and position your hands where you feel good, comfortable, keeping the back flat. We're just pushing up here and back. Nice and controlled movement. One more. Good. From here, come down onto your elbow, stack your legs, hand on hip, and we're clam, extension, back, and down. Up, and down. One more. Up, out, in, and down. Good. All right, seated position. Knee hug real quick before we start again. All right, so we have single leg crunch. That's with the arm pull down, right? That's a lifting of the head. And then we're going to go into that single leg into double leg tall. And that's with our hands behind our head, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and roll down. We're going to keep one leg straight and one leg bent. Arms are outstretched behind our head. And we're going to go ahead and pull that knee in. Remember, nice and slow. Crunch. Come down. In. And down. In. And down. And in. And down. Switching legs. Here we go. Up. And down. Up. And down. Up. And down. And up. And down. Good. All right. Hands are behind the neck. Go ahead and bring both legs up. So this is where our head is up off the mat. We're going to bend this knee and drop and up. Bend and drop and up. Bend, drop, up, bend, drop, up. Good. All right. Legs down, head down, arms down. All right, so we have those single leg circles. So last time what we did was we kept our head down. I'd like to lift our head up this time. Okay, so one leg is up, other leg is bent, but we're lifting this knee up off the ground. And we're going to go ahead and lift our head and shoulders up off the floor. And we're circling both directions. Again, isolating. So just working this straight leg. Try to keep this bent leg as still as possible. Good. Head down, foot down. We're going to extend the other leg up. Bend the other knee, lift the foot off the floor, lift the head up off the floor, and circle, alternating directions. Really have to concentrate on this one. And rest. Good. All right, that single leg crisscross. So one leg is straight, one leg is bent, okay? One arm is down, other hand is behind the neck. So we're gonna go ahead and bring it in and cross and back and in and back. One more. Good. And switching. Other leg is straight. Their arm is out, hand behind the head, and we are lifting and pulling and down. In and down. In and down. In. Down, and in, and down. Good. All right, right, long strap circles, both legs all the way up, head and shoulders up, hands behind the neck, and circle both directions. Last one. Good. Feet down, arms down, bridge, knee pull, leg kick, and down, and switch. Pull, kick, down, switch again, pull, kick, down, switch, pull, kick, down, switch. Hips down. We'll do that again. Up, in, up, down, in, up, down, switch, in, up, down, switch, in, up, down, switch. Good. All right, we're going to roll up from here. You choose, tree or shrub. And here we go. Remember, focus on pressing down, so staying centered and grounded as you roll down and roll up. Make sure to switch your legs at the top. All right, we have our seated rollbacks with openings. So arms are here, collapse your spine. We're leaning back, rolling back, and opening. And up, and back. 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 All right, back tall. So just a C-spine or a rounded position, arms outstretched, slight bend of the knees, and we're lifting and pulling. Stay scooped. Don't lean back though. One more each leg. Turn this into front stretch. One more. Good. All right, we're going to bend our knees, come back onto our elbows. Okay. Pull the knees in. Remember, this one is the leg drop. So lifting the abdomen, we're just lowering and pulling. Lowering, pulling. And then we're going to stay here on our elbows, and we're going to just change the exercise here. So go ahead and bring both feet down on the ground. And from here, I'm extending and lifting. Remember, lift that abdomen. Flat back. One more each leg. Good. All right. Come forward and legs to your side. We have mermaid again. Sitting up tall, you should be able to get into a little bit of a deeper stretch each side. Switch your legs. Sit up tall. One more. And knee hug before we turn over. All right, so we're going to change up this 3-part locust or prep into locust, right, into 2-part. And how we're going to do that is we are going to bring our arms a little bit more ahead of our shoulders rather than out to our sides. So what's going to happen here is, so right about here, I'm going to lift like Superman, arms and legs, and then I'm sweeping back, forward, and down. Okay? So it's lift, sweep, sweep, and down. Up, back, back, and down. Up, back, back, and down. One more. Up, back, back, and down. Good. Arms in. Shifting, low plank. Here we go. Back and forward. Knees down, low back stretch. Okay, table work, leg work. We're going to extend this leg back. Here we go. Lift up, sweep side, back, and down. Up, side, back, and down. Up, out, back, down. Up, out, back, down. Up, out, back, down. One more. Up, out, back, and down. Let's switch legs. Here we go. Up, out, back, down, up, out, back, down, up, out, back, down, up, out, back, down, up, out, back, down. Last one. Up, out, back, Kneeling tall, hip thrusts into half moon. Here we go. Back, forward, moon, moon. Moon. Let's go one more. Good. All right. Folded legs at the sides for our push-ups. Position your hands back flat and begin. Last one. Elbow, clam, arm on hip, extension. One more. Good. All right, we're going to switch to the other side. Folded legs, push up. One more. Elbow, clam, arm, lift, extend, and down. Last one. Good. All right, seated accordions. So very much needed here because we were off to our sides for a very long time. So really focusing on centering and balance here. All right, some arm work, arm circles, legs extended, sitting up tall, arms all the way up, circle, one direction. And reverse. Arms at your sides. We're coming across level 1, which is right over left, level 2, left over right. 1, 2, 2, 2. Good. All right. Front stretch. Arm across, other arm across, both arms forward, And leg over leg and pull. And switch. And leg down. All right, we're going to split our legs slightly, so like spine stretch, right? And we're just going to stretch forward. Hold this position. And walk your hands back. Nice. All right, you guys, we are done with session 2 of the week. I will see you for session 3 soon. Good job.